The Grainger approach will never succeed. It'll only kick the can down the road for a few years.
More buyers are going to be buying more stuff on marketplaces.
Right. You can only get that level of SKU growth if you have a truly marketplace model.
So, the Amazon streak continues in Amazon business. This is the market in B2B distribution. B2B distribution is $6 to $8 trillion in size. Consumer retail in just the United States is $2.5 trillion. Healthcare by comparison is $3 trillion. So B2B distribution is bigger than both of those things combined. It is massive. So there's a report out. Amazon Business dominates the B2B marketplace market. We've spoken many, many times about Amazon Business being a top 20 B2B distributor holistically within the B2B distribution space.
Right. So they do 10 billion plus GMV. I think this was as of February this year.
No, 10 billion was as of last fall. Okay. I think they're probably 15 to 20 billion at this point.
So at 10 billion, they basically, if you compare their sales to the sales of other distributors, they're a top 20.
At 10 billion, they're top 20. Now they're probably top 10. Based, if they're at 15, 20,
right.
They don't necessarily disclose this stuff regularly. So this survey, the one critique I have on the survey is they said they had 90 purchasing managers. That's really who this survey was. The survey of 90 purchasing managers, and then they have some stats, right? So basically it's saying B2B buyers are giving lots of business to Amazon Business, 72% to Amazon Business, 30% to Alibaba. That's kind of weird. 55% of buyers will increase their spending on Amazon. The future bodes well for all marketplaces.
Basically, that says more buyers are going to be buying more stuff on marketplaces,
right?
In the future.
4 in 10 business buyers are spending at least 11% of their procurement budget on B2B. 20% are spending more than 26%. So, the takeaway here is it's small and it's continuing to grow. I think there are many verticals within B2B distribution. It would have been helpful to have more clarity on what these purchasing managers are overseeing. My default would be that this is the industrial, MRO, office supplies.
Right. That's where Amazon's got the best penetration.
Space.
So that would make sense.
And I think they're probably doing over $7 billion in GMV just in that segment, which is scary, honestly. It's $100-ish billion industry.
Right. So I think the biggest company in that segment, Grainger, for example, is like $10 to $11 billion in sales. So it's a big challenger there.
You would probably see similar trends if you went into other B2B distribution verticals as well. It may not be as pronounced as industrial. I think that's the tip of the iceberg in the sense of where you're really going to see the B2B impact first from an Amazon Business and from the marketplaces. The Grainger approach will never succeed. It'll only kick the can down the road for a few years. They're continuing to do linear. They're continuing to do e-commerce. I think they last reported around 800,000 sellers or SKUs rather.
Yeah.
And they want to add, I think, 5 to 10 million SKUs over the next 3 to 5 years. When you look at Walmart's SKU growth just in the past quarter, was it? In comparison to what Grainger is, it puts it to shame. And you can only get that level of SKU growth, as we were just talking about, with Amazon marketplace model with hundreds of millions of SKUs, if you have a truly marketplace model.
B2B, by the way, interesting proof point. If you remember back, or if you were paying attention to this industry 3-4 years ago, the complaint is, Amazon will never succeed because people don't trust the products on the marketplace and all this kind of stuff. They have products from China. People don't want to buy it. Turns out that's not true. Certainly not in MRO and office supplies and that kind of stuff. The products are certainly good enough, and people trust Amazon that it's been growing very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And in these products, in some of these categories, I'd say is becoming dominant. In terms of the market share. Certainly on the spot buy side, which is where the marketplace is focused, not necessarily on the big contract stuff that distributors still do.
Hi, this is Alex from Winner Take All. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the content. Feel free to leave a comment, ask us questions, and definitely make sure to join us on our next live stream.